Good afternoon to you. Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for Tuesday, June 13th, 2017. In the Atlantic, nothing happening over the next 48 hours. We will take a look at what's causing this in just a moment. 20% chance of development over the next 5 days. We'll get to that in just a minute. First, in southeastern Mexico here, the remnants of Tropical Storm Calvin. This is the third system, ABC, third one, and all of them have been right in this region, and all of the systems have been weak in terms of their overall energy, and no hurricanes yet in the southeast Pacific. That may have implications down the road if we see a fairly inactive time period out through here. Then maybe the Atlantic basin over here will take over. That remains to be seen, but it is a possibility. You remember the last few years, we've had a lot of activity out this way, lots and lots of hurricanes, especially 2014 and 15. And even last year, it seemed like there was just one after the other for quite a while. No hurricanes yet in the southeast Pacific. This will continue to degenerate into just an area of low pressure, and it'll eventually evolve into this large circulation, large surface low, wind shift, sort of a monsoon trough down in that region. So we'll take a look at that going forward here. So the Hurricane Center has this area outlooked as a 20% chance. Water temperatures and the ocean heat content certainly warm enough. And even in the Bay of Campeche here, southern Gulf of Mexico, ocean heat content values are lower, but it's still plenty warm with water temperatures in the low to mid 80s at the surface. And then what this chart shows us is how deep that water goes that's warm, and the oranges and reds here would be some of the warmest water. So this is going to change over the next few weeks and months, and we will refer to this from time to time. In the area that the Hurricane Center is talking about, roughly this region here, near the Yucatan Peninsula, Honduras and Nicaragua over there, the upper level winds are still too strong out of the northwest, about 40 knots or so, and that's not going to allow for development. So this has to change, and it might over the next week or so. We'll have to wait and see. And then the vorticity, this is the spin in the atmosphere. Another way I like to think of this is how much energy there is, and you can kind of pick up these areas out across the, in this particular shot, the Atlantic basin. Your mid-latitude storm systems are up here with all kinds of energy spread out over larger areas. Whereas in the tropics, we see the leftover energy from Calvin. The energy tends to be more focused, and the more focused and round it is, and the more intense that vorticity signature is on the scale here, the higher up we go, usually the more intense the low pressure area is. And in the region that the Hurricane Center is watching, this is why there's really nothing expected over the next couple of days. There's just not a lot there. And again, this will be something we'll watch when I do the video tomorrow. We'll see if this changes. Also, off the coast of Africa, there is Cape Verde. This is the Cape Verde Islands. And look at this, pretty healthy tropical wave at a very low latitude. This will change. These will start coming off at higher latitudes as the season progresses. But some of the computer models are trying to take this energy here, move it west to northwest across the Atlantic basin, maybe towards the islands, the windwards and leewards, over the next week or so, with maybe some development of it, at least more than it is now. Is it going to become a hurricane? Probably not. It's typically too early for that. But here we have a robust system in the vicinity of the main development region out here, and so we'll have to watch this as it moves across over the next few days. You folks in the Lesser Antilles, especially the Windward Islands, could get some inclement weather from it, so we'll be on top of that too. All right, so nothing brewing just yet, but a window of opportunity may be trying to open. I don't see it being very strong right now, not a very high chance of development, but we'll see, right? That's what we're here for. And so that's it. That's it for me for today, from me for today. Thanks as always for tuning in. I am Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com and, of course, Hurricane Pro in HD. I'll be back with more for you tomorrow.